Assalamu alaikum and good morning to all my dear students who are listening to me. I hope that you all are well and fine. I warmly welcome you back to the class, and today we are back with another topic of the same chapter. So I warmly welcome you to the social studies class. This is your teacher, social studies teacher Ms. Zunaira. So let's start our chapter. So students, as you all know that in the last class we started a chapter named as Sources of Energy. Okay, the chapter was Sources of Energy, which is our chapter number 7, and it is on page number 49 of your social studies book. Many of the topics we have covered from this chapter, and we are going to cover rest of the topics today. So let's begin. After completion of fossil fuels, in which we had learned that oil serves about 40% of world's energy, coal serves about 25%, and the natural gas serves about 21% of energy. Okay. Beside fossil fuels, the other source of energy are water, wind, sun, and nuclear energy. Water provides us energy, so it is a source of energy. Wind also give us energy, so it would be included in also source of energy. Sun gives us heat and light, so it is the source of energy. Nuclear energy is a form of energy which is which we can say that which is created by nuclear fuel. Now, we would learn about them one by one, and we would see that how water, wind, sun, and nuclear fuels are responsible for creating energy and how they're doing it. So here comes the very first other source of energy, which is water. So let's see that how water is serving as a source of energy. So here comes water as a source of energy. Hydroelectric power is generated by turbines driven by falling water. The falling water can generate the turbines. Okay, as you can observe in the picture that the falling water is falling under the pressure and it can generate the power. This power is known as hydroelectric power. Hydro is a word that always indicates water, so electric power that is generated by water is called as hydroelectric power. And how hydroelectric power is generated? It is generated by turbines driving by falling water. How the turbines are driven? By falling water. Water, as we are talking about water as a source of energy, so we use dams, and you can see that the dams are built to store water in artificial lakes. Water is released in pressure that generate electricity. This water is released under pressure, so it can generate the electricity by you can see that there are the generators which can be started by the pressure exerted by water, the falling water. So, as we have learnt about, hydroelectric power is generated by turbines driving by falling water, and huge dams are built to store water in artificial lakes. The water is released under the great pressure to drive the turbines that generate electricity. After that, there is another kind of you can say the source of energy, which the energy is known as nuclear energy. And what is the source of that energy? Any nuclear fuel. Any nuclear fuel. What is the nuclear fuel? Nuclear fuel are the substances which are used to create energy or to originate energy. Right? Uranium is a name of element. It's a name of an element. Okay, what happens in it? Uranium is put into the nuclear reactors that produces amount of energy. Okay, nuclear fuel is put into a nuclear reactor and it produces great amount of energy. Nuclear generators produce electricity. The nuclear plants produce radioactivity and deadly waste. Nuclear energy is cheap and limitless, but its future looks uncertain because of the cost and concerns about its safety. It is a cheap method of creating electricity. Okay, it is easily affordable. Here comes another source of energy, which is sun, and as we know that it is the great source of energy. The sun is the great source of energy and it gives heat and light. What kind of energies it gives? It gives heat and light. As you can see in the picture that how the sun energy or the solar energy is used to generate electricity. Solar panels convert solar energy which are used to convert sunlight into electricity. Now these are the solar panels or the collectors. What do? They collect the sunlight and convert it into electricity. This is how we can generate electricity by the use of solar energy. Okay, it is very advantageous process because we are using the natural resource for producing energy. So we must know that the great source of energy. What is the great source of energy? That is sun. Why? Because it gives us heat and light, right? And we use solar collectors at our home. What do? They convert the solar energy into electricity. Okay, so sun is the greatest source of energy and it gives us heat and light energy which is converted in other forms by solar collectors which are used to heat homes and water. The solar panels collect heat from the sun and the solar cells convert sunlight into electricity. This is how we use the sun to generate electricity. Now students, here comes another type of source of energy which is wind. First, we must know that what does wind mean? Wind means the moving air. The moving air is wind. It is a free and constant source of energy. What happens? Wind generators convert the motion of wind into electricity. Okay? With the windmills, there are number of the generators attached with it. What do these generators do? These wind generators convert the motion of wind into electricity. It is a valuable source of energy and but it is a costly method. Okay, the machines which are attached here they are very expensive. Okay, so wind is a free and constant source of energy. Wind generators convert the motion of wind into electricity. It is a valuable source of energy, but it takes hundreds of very large machines, very large plus costly machines to obtain useful amount. A a wind turbine produces energy as its blades turn in the wind. So students, here come some facts about energy resources and Pakistan. Up till now we have learnt about fossil fuels as source of energy and fossil fuels include coal, oil and natural gas. We have seen that how they are producing energy and how we are taking benefits from these sources of energy. Okay, then we learnt about some other sources of energy including sun, wind, hydroelectric power and nuclear fuels. Now here comes some of the practice which is done in Pakistan. So from here we will see the resources of energy in Pakistan. So let's get started. Now here comes the fossil fuels. Here we are about to see that how fossil fuels are used in Pakistan. Okay, we won't see that how they are produced and how they are done and what kind of fossil fuels are there. We will just see that how these fossil fuels work in Pakistan and how do we utilize them for getting energy. So if we talk about the coal, it is found in salt range around Quetta and in lower Sindh. Pakistan has low quality coal that produces a lot of smoke and ash. Okay, that increases the air pollution as well. Then, if we talk about oil or the petroleum, oil fields are located in Potwar Plateau and Lower Sindh. Where they are located? They are located in Potwar Plateau and Lower Sindh. Lagari oil fields. It is the name of oil field, and this is the largest in Pakistan. This is the largest oil field in Pakistan. Then here comes the natural gas. It is the most important source of energy in Pakistan. Okay, what is the most important source of energy in Pakistan? That is natural gas. The gas fields are located in Balochistan, Sindh, and Punjab. The largest gas field is at Sui, which is the area of Balochistan, and the second largest natural gas field is at Murray. Okay, so we must know about these things that from where Pakistan gets the majority of its coal from salt range around Quetta and in lower Sindh. Okay, if we talk about the oil, Lagari oil fields are the largest in Pakistan. Natural gas is the most important source of energy in Pakistan. Okay, and it is located in Balochistan especially, but in Sindh and Punjab there are also gas fields. Electricity is produced in Pakistan by different ways. Okay, the most practiced ways to produce electricity in Pakistan are hydro and thermal. Hydro and thermal. Hydro, I told you the meaning of this word. The meaning of this word is water. So we'll see that how water is used for electricity. Previously, we have discussed about hydroelectric power. Okay, here we are going to see how hydroelectric power is generated in Pakistan. So we have two of the dams, which are Mangla and Tarbela, and most of the Pakistan's hydroelectric power comes from there. Okay. Apart from this, if we talk about the thermal way of producing electricity, it is done by burning of coal, oil, and natural gas, which are the fossil fuels. Okay, we know that what are the fossil fuels? Fossil fuels are the substances that give off heat when they burn. Okay, so when they burn, they produce heat. It means they produce temperature. That's why we call them as thermal. So we can generate the electricity by thermal ways in Pakistan, and it is done by burning coal, oil, and natural gas. Students, here comes some of the other resources of energy in Pakistan. We use solar energy, LPG, wind, and biogas. Do you know what is biogas? Biogas plants have been developed in many rural areas of our country. How it is produced? Biogas is produced by cow dung and human waste. You might have seen the cow dung used by the rural people. What do? They use it to make biogas, and there are many benefits of cow dung. So we must know that biogas plants are produced by cow dung and human waste. All these share a little in energy. We must know this thing that they are not the large source of energy in Pakistan. They share only little energy with Pakistan. Okay. Now we are about to see that how nuclear energy is from where we are getting nuclear energy in Pakistan. We have a nuclear power plant at Karachi which is known as Kanab. Kanab is basically it's an abbreviation. Okay, KA represents Karachi and U nuclear, P power, P plant. It means Karachi nuclear power plant. Okay, so the nuclear power plant at Karachi is known as Kanab. Another nuclear plant is near the completion of Chashma, which is known as Chashnab. Chash is showing Chashma, Nab is showing nuclear power plant. These are two nuclear power plants in Pakistan, and this nuclear energy is used in Pakistan. So, students, now this is the time to say goodbye to all of you, and thank you so much for listening to me. What you have to do, you have to read the chapter properly, you have to underline the main points from these pages from this chapter. Okay, so inshallah we shall meet in the next class or in school as well. So thank you so much, take care of yourself, Allah Hafiz.